Russia, it's weaponizing Melania's past. I don't know if you know this, but on Russian TV, they frequently show Melania nude in order to mock Donald Trump. So they show all these photos of Melania. By the way, Melania's previously made posts about how proud she is of her nudes, but did you know that after Donald Trump and Melania met, she got what was called an Einstein visa? She was treated like a genius, an exceptional achievement visa that gave her a fast track to become a United States citizen.
Donald Trump's so-called storybook marriage to Melania is starting to look more like a Hollywood thriller with each passing day. Forget everything the media told you about their love story, because the real version is riddled with secrets, setups, and silent deals. And guess what? Melania's patience may have just hit a wall. New information is beginning to surface about how and why Melania was brought into Trump's orbit. And let's just say it wasn't romance, it was recruitment. Behind the designer dresses and staged smiles is a chilling tale tied to some of the most disturbing names in American elite society: Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and yes, Donald Trump himself.
So I think we should explore, how did Donald Trump meet Melania on or around the same time he was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell? We should build a timeline here. You see, Donald Trump went to a club in Manhattan called the Kit Kat Club, where there were parties that were frequently thrown for very rich Manhattan elites, businessmen, to mingle and find very young models from Eastern Europe. And Melania was a model from Eastern Europe who was brought to the United States, who would attend these parties where the rich men would show up and mingle with the model.
Before Melania ever entered Trump Tower, Donald was knee-deep in scandals with girls half his age. According to the London Sunday Mirror, Trump had a thing for British trophies and was introduced to a 20-year-old model by none other than Ghislaine Maxwell. She was just one of several young women that Maxwell allegedly funneled toward Trump. This wasn't coincidence. This was a pattern. And somehow every name surrounding these parties Trump, Maxwell, Epstein is drenched in disturbing allegations. Why do so many of Trump's closest relationships revolve around controversial women, secret parties, and foreign models? This timeline is not romantic. It's political poison. And no amount of red hats can sanitize what happened behind those velvet robes.
Let's dig through this timeline, shall we? So what was Donald Trump doing in 1997, the year before he meets Melania? Well, in 1997, he's out there partying with Epstein and Ghislaine. This is from the London Sunday Mirror. This is 1997. How sweet. Trump's Brit of all, right? Just weeks after ditching his second wife, America's best-known billionaire Donald Trump has fallen under the spell of a 20-year-old English girl. This was before Melania, okay? This is 1997. Trump, 50, who has failed in his bid to secure the services of Princess Diana's butler, Paul Burrell, was in search of another British trophy when he met London model Anuska DeGiorgio at a party in Manhattan. Several American millionaires already had their eyes on Anuska, but she was there with Robert Maxwell's daughter, Ghislaine, who has introduced several of her attractive friends to the property developer.
By the time Trump officially met Melania in 1998, everything was orchestrated. The meeting wasn't accidental. It was hosted by Paolo Zampoli, a modeling agent turned real estate mogul turned Trump ambassador. Sound random? It's not. Zampoli ran elite modeling events stocked with imported women, and Trump was a known attendee. That night, Trump met Melania at the Kit Kat Club, a venue filled with animal shows, champagne, and TV cameras. Zampoli secured Melania's Einstein visa, a path normally reserved for geniuses and world-class talents, not for nude models. And yet, Melania skipped the line to U.S. citizenship. While Trump railed against immigration, the decree is not just laughable, it's dangerous.
So Melania gets the expedited path based on an Einstein visa after meeting Donald Trump at the Kit Kat Club. Then she brings in her family, and now Donald Trump's against all of those same policies. Now, Melania is no, innocent person in all of this either. Melania, after Donald Trump, was caught on video bragging about sexually assaulting women and grabbing women by their genitals. And he says, because if you're rich, they let you do it. She said that's locker room talk and that she was okay with it. Here, play this clip.
He described it as locker room talk. To you, I mean, you sort of alluded to that as well. Is that what it is to you, just locker room talk?
Yeah, it's kind of two teenage boys. Actually, they should behave better, right?
He was 59.
Correct. And sometimes I said, I have two boys at home. I have my young son and I have my husband. So, but I know how some men talk, and that's how I saw it, yes.
Calculated and drenched in white privilege, Melania's rise to First Lady wasn't through politics, public service, or merit. It was through modeling clubs, connections, and silence. After marrying Trump, she used her new status to bring her family into the U.S. under chain migration, the very policy Trump now demonizes. Think about that. Melania benefited from every immigration policy Trump campaigns against. She got the green card, brought her parents in, and yet stood by Trump as he caged migrant children and attacked non-white immigrants. What does that say about her values? This isn't just hypocrisy, it's weaponized privilege. It's selective morality tailored for votes and optics, and Melania didn't just enable it. She thrived under it quietly and strategically, but Melania's silence has always come at a price. When Trump was caught bragging about sexually assaulting women in the infamous Access Hollywood tape, she brushed it off as locker room talk. He was 59 years old, and yet, Melania excused him like a boy who made a mistake in gym class. That wasn't ignorance, that was brand protection. She even joked, I have the boys, my son and my husband. But where's the line when the man you marry violates basic human decency? Do you stand by him or do you become complicit? Melania chose the latter. She didn't flinch, didn't trust. She pivoted, defended, and helped normalize the worst of Trump's predatory behavior.
And then she was also one of the biggest spreaders of the birther conspiracies against former President Obama. She was used by Donald Trump frequently to go and attack Obama. Here, play this clip.
But what is this with the birth certificate obsession? Did he ask to see yours when you met him?
I needed to put mine anyway, because if you want to become an American citizen, you need to put the birth certificate.
Right.
I have a birth certificate from Slovenia. And do you want to see President Obama birth certificate or not?
I've seen it.
It's not a birth certificate.
Well, it's a certificate of live birth,
right,
which they give. But Melania, if he insists on what he's saying, then no one in Hawaii can ever run for president because they all get the same live birth certificate.
Well, but they need to have...
Midnight is finished, for example.
They need to have, and in one way, it will be very easy if President Obama just show it. And because it's not only Donald who wants to see it. It's American people who voted for him and who didn't vote for him. They want to see that.
But it's on display in Chicago. We've seen it on the internet. We've seen it. It's not the same as yours, but it's a certificate of live birth.
Well, we feel it's different than birth certificate.
All right. Well, I think you should give it up at this point.
Well, it's not him that is bringing up. It's the media all the time.
Faced backlash for his vulgar remarks, Melania didn't flinch because she had long accepted the man she married. But she wasn't just complicit in Trump's behavior. She became a megaphone for his darkest conspiracies. Remember the birther movement? That racist smear campaign questioning Barack Obama's citizenship? Melania played her part on national TV. In interviews, she cast doubt, played coy, and suggested Obama should just show it. She wasn't misinformed. She was a deliberate participant in Trump's racist dog whistles. This wasn't some passive first lady. This was someone who amplified lies, helped sow division, and undermined a sitting president to help her husband rise to power. That's not innocence. That's alignment. While the world cringed over Trump's affair with Stormy Daniels, Melania wasn't just angry. She was humiliated. Her longtime friend and ex-advisor, Stephanie Winston Wolkoff, revealed how Melania was furious not because of the affair, but because Stormy was profiled in Vogue. She reportedly sneered, "They put the porn hooker in Vogue." Let that sink in. Melania wasn't heartbroken about betrayal. She was jealous of publicity. She didn't care about Trump's infidelity. She cared that a woman like Stormy got magazine coverage. It's a glimpse into how calculated and superficial Melania's concerns really are. Her dignity wasn't wounded by her husband's actions. It was bruised by another woman's press coverage. That cold detachment didn't start with Stormy Daniels.
And of course, Melania would plagiarize Michelle Obama's speech at the Democratic National Convention. Literally, Melania's speech during Trump's first Republican National Convention was literally copy and pasted of Michelle Obama's speech. Let's play it for you.
The values that you work hard for what you want in life.
For what you want in life.
That your word is your bond.
That you do what you say you're going to do.
Keep your promise.
That you treat people
with
dignity and respect, because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
That cold detachment didn't start with Stormy Daniels. It's always been there, whether it's ignoring Trump's scandals or copy-pasting Michelle Obama's speech during the Republican National Convention. Word for word, Melania stood on that stage, looked the American people in the eye, and delivered a speech she didn't even write. A speech stolen from a black first lady her husband regularly insulted. That wasn't an oversight. It was a declaration. A tone-deaf, shameless move that symbolized exactly what the Trump brand stood for: plagiarism, entitlement, and erasure. Instead of apologizing, they doubled down. Because for Melania and Donald, truth and originality don't matter. Only perception does. It's all about the grift, no matter who it offends. And speaking of grifts, Melania turned her platform into a personal ATM. Forget causes or leadership. She's cashing in on digital roses and vanity coin projects. Her Meta Rose NFT flopped miserably, but not before Trump supporters shelled out $150 for a pixelated image. Why? Because Melania marketed herself as elegant, classy, and mysterious. But behind the silk gloves was a calculated influencer raking in thousands from her husband's political base. Her stylist earns $18,000 a month from Trump's political PAC. And that's not all. Melania charges $155,000 per speaking engagement. She sits, smiles, and signs a check. Who's paying? The same forgotten Americans Trump claims to fight for. And she's laughing all the way to the bank.
And now Melania pretty much just grifts. She has her meme grift, which the meme coin crashed. She sells her book, Why Do I Stand Proudly Behind My Nude Modeling Work. Melania was with her personal stylist, Herve Pierre Brallard, who's paid about $18,000 a month. Her stylist gets paid $18,000 a month from Trump's PAC. So Trump's supporters, who demanded the release of the Epstein files, who Donald Trump's calling stupid, they've funded the stylist for her. Oh, by the way, she's gotten paid $155,000 for doing speaking engagements for Donald Trump. She shows up at a location, she sits at a location, she gets paid $155,000 for doing that.
It's always been there, whether it's ignoring Trump's scandals or copy-pasting Michelle Obama's speech. During the Republican National Convention, word for word, Melania stood on that stage, looked the American people in the eye, and delivered a speech she didn't even write. A speech stolen from a black first lady her husband regularly insulted. That wasn't an oversight. It was a declaration of tone-deaf, shameless move that symbolized exactly what the Trump brand stood for: plagiarism, entitlement, and erasure. Instead of apologizing, they doubled down. Because for Melania and Donald, truth and originality don't matter. Only perception does. It's all about the grift.
Melania went from a small Slovenian town to a world-famous model to marrying a billionaire and now politician Donald Trump. Melania spoke to me from Trump Tower. Okay, where did you meet him?
We met in New York, 1996 in September. We met at the fashion party. It was a big fashion party that my friend organized, Fashion Week, and he invited me. That's how we met with Donald.
Did you like him immediately or not?
I like him. He had a great charm, but he arrived with the date.
Oh.
He was very charming and a great mind and great energy. We had connection from the beginning.
And when was the next time you saw him?
We saw each other, I think, around a week, because I had work obligations. I traveled to Caribbean for a photo shoot. So when I came back, I called him and we got together.
So you called him?
Yes.
He didn't call you?
Well, first when we met, I didn't give him my number. He was with the date. So I told him, give me your number and I will call you. I wanted to see what kind of number he would give me. Business, home, if he would give me a business number. I'm not a girl doing business with him. Why he would give me a business number? So he gave me all of them.
No matter who it offends. And speaking of grifts, Melania turned her platform into a personal ATM. Forget cousins or leadership. She's cashing in on digital roses and vanity coin projects. Her Meteorose NFT flopped miserably, but not before Trump supporters shelled out $150 for a pixelated image. Why? Because Melania marketed herself as elegant, classy, and mysterious. But behind the silk gloves was a calculated influencer raking in thousands from her husband's political base. Her stylist earns $18,000 a month from Trump's political PAC, and that's not all. Melania charges $155,000 per speaking engagement. She sits, smiles, and signs a check. Who's paying? The same forgotten Americans Trump claims to fight for. And she's laughing all the way to the bank. Asterisk, let's not forget where all this started. The Kick It Club, parties filled with animal acts and European models hosted by Trump's inner circle. That's where Melania was plucked from obscurity. That's where the love story began in a room designed to market women like products. And Trump wasn't just browsing. He was shopping. Asterisk, what followed was a fairy tale built on Visa favors, media manipulation, and transactional power. She got status. He got a first lady who wouldn't ask questions. Asterisk, but now with Russia resurfacing her nude photos and her past being used as propaganda, even Putin knows what Trump pretends not to, that this isn't a marriage built on love. It's built on mutual exploitation. Asterisk now. Here's the real kicker. While Trump fans chant, lock her up, and demand the release of the Epstein client list, they're blind to the fact that their idol was deeply entangled with Epstein himself. Not only were Trump and Epstein photographed together repeatedly, they shared social circles, partied with the same underage girls, and even praised each other's taste in women. Asterisk, and through it all, Melania was present. Whether at Mar-a-Lago, in photo ops, or behind the scenes, she saw it all. Yet, she said nothing, did nothing. She smiled through it. That silence isn't strength, it's strategy. And now her silence is costing her. Russia knows her weakness. The public is waking up, and Melania's glossy armor is starting to crack. Asterisk.